Good Sunday afternoon, Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of exit 7 on Interstate 89. Looking at potential for severe weather this afternoon, as we do have a fair amount of sunshine, and we're starting to see a few thunderstorms beginning to develop across parts of Maine. Latest indications are we're probably going to see a severe thunderstorm watch along our area here where the sun is shining across a good section of Vermont with showers and thunderstorms, and some could be strong to locally severe. We'll be watching that this afternoon, and I'm expecting these to kick up in the early to mid part of the afternoon across eastern and southern parts of Vermont. However, later in the afternoon, we're going to see a round that's going to be along this frontal boundary forming out of Montreal and then working its way south and eastbound, and I think that's going to be the main affair. Current temperatures are starting to soar. We got the heat indices right up there as well. And looking at some of those, these are heat indices at this point. And you can see that even temperatures hitting 90 now, 92 degrees at White River Junction, West Lebanon, and so on and so forth. So things are rather humid. This is our dew point temperatures. They're up there basically in the 60s. And of course, a frontal boundary displacing and showing where the lower dew point temperatures are, much drier conditions. And also, of course, the contours of the temperature look like this. And we're seeing currently temperatures basically in the 50s and 40s further off to the west and up to the north in Canada. We have the GFS ensemble on the right-hand side, the European model, the deterministic model on the left. This is an ensemble, so resolution is not as good. But there's fairly good agreement going on here where we're going to see a round of showers and thunderstorms. This, of course, illustrates precipitation. And note, not that far up to the north of the St. Lawrence River Valley, up in the Laurentians and parts of eastern Quebec, Labrador, you're seeing snow. High pressure is going to be building in after a cold frontal passage takes place during the overnight period. That's going to sweep a lot of the heat and humidity out to sea. Things are going to cool down sharply. We got this 1030 hectopascal area of surface high pressure over the Great Lakes. That's going to be building in during the overnight period. It ridges into New England, clears us out, and sets us up for what should be 3 really fine days of good project weather. Eventually, this area of higher pressure will begin to collapse, and it'll open the door for the next weather system to push on in. This doesn't arrive until it looks like once we get into a little bit to the north of our region on Thursday. A little bit of a gusty wind in the Champlain Valley. It looks like it's going to be under thresholds, however, for some channeling wind gusts. But then once we get into Thursday night and Friday morning, we have this frontal passage, and it looks like we do have gradient winds to worry about. And there may be even 1 or 2 thunderstorms in the middle here, kind of embedded. But I'm not looking at a widespread severe weather day, as we won't really have the kind of instability beyond that point there in Friday afternoon, Friday morning, and then things begin to clear on out. We get into that much better weather that's going to be pushing into the region once this area of low pressure then pulls away. A little bit of a wraparound on Saturday. And we have this little frontal boundary to contend with at some point. That's well beyond the period. We're talking into the early part of next week and toward the end of the month here on the 31st of May. Looking at the GFS ensemble, the 3-hourly QPF, this is today's showers and thunderstorms. Note, not a huge big deal here, and then of course we dry it out on Monday, into Tuesday, into Wednesday. We might see a little bit of shower activity, but again, a lot of this should remain dry up through about Thursday or so. This is how the QPF is shaping up. The total amounts of precip, basically between 2 and 4/10 of an inch. And this is the latest deterministic GFS model run. And the next major bout of weather will occur with this uptick in precipitation. But again, we're below normal. So temperatures above the freezing mark here, even at the top of Mount Mansfield. This is 850 hectopascal temperatures aloft. Very warm today. We cool it off in the early part of the week, and gradually it warms up again, but not to the levels we've seen. Now, that will all promote, of course, precipitation types of all rain, so that's not a big issue there. Looking at the winds aloft, we have some pretty good winds here. That's going to happen once we get in the late part of the week. Our winds today concerning thunderstorm activity and capes. We'll put capes, you can see some pretty strong capes here, about 1,400, 1,500 joules per kilogram. That's going to peak this afternoon. Once we get past that, we're not looking at any severe weather in illustrations here at all. Latest 7-day QPF from the Weather Prediction Center indicated the blue line here, this is 1 inch, this is 1.5, and that's 2 inches. So predominantly across our Canadian neighbors, and then a little drier to the south and east of our region. This is a 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch in southern parts of New England, which is starting to dry out again. Climate reanalyzer looks like this. This is our above normal anomaly, and of course it's cooling down in a good portion of the country. This is eventually going to be spreading east as early as tonight and fill in. That cooler weather, this is the 3-day, 1 through 5 day meteorological output statistics. These are high temperatures only, so maximum temperatures will be running about 3 degrees below normal, weighted for this particular period. And then it looks like a lot of the cooling is going to start to turn a corner and begin to heat up a little bit and kind of neutralize. There are certain areas where it'll be a little stronger, but note we're running about 3 degrees above normal, and that's only 3 days later. This is 3 to 7 days out from the Weather Prediction Center. It's getting hot out there, and our heat indices are starting to show up with 88-degree feel-like temperature in Burlington. And in New Hampshire, you can see the temperatures are already into the 90s. I think the storms are going to be stronger in this particular area here that's seeing a lot of sunshine, but they'll first have to develop in Vermont. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.